lesson. So let us start ETL testing, extract, transform, and load testing. So data is getting extracted. Okay. So extraction is happening from the source system. As I told you, source system can be an Excel file. It can be an XML file. It can be a database. Or it can be what, guys? It can be a simple file. Okay. These are the mainly used source system. Now the sources will get transformed. Transform means what? It will be changed. Transform means what? It will be changed. Or it cannot be changed. And then what will happen? It will get loaded. Loaded where, guys? In the data warehouse. Data is always loaded from the source system to the data warehouse. This data warehouse is called as the actual target. This data warehouse is nothing but your target. And we as an ETL tester, ETL test engineer, what they will do is they will test the data loaded from the source system to the target system. Target means what, guys? Is the data warehouse. Target means what? Data warehouse. This is the job of the ETL test engineer. First thing what they will do is they will load the data. They will test the data which is loaded from source to the target system, that is data warehouse. Next thing they will do is that they will test the data from data warehouse to the BI report which is developed. This is called as BI report testing. So the testing is always divided into two parts. First is from source to the data warehouse, and next is from the data warehouse to the BI report. Any doubts, guys, still here? You have any doubts? Anyone? Any doubts?
Vikram, for BI report, is there any tool available?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. Let me just save this document. What is today's date? 07/10/2022. See, for this, see, there are a lot of tools. ETL tool. What are the ETL tool? If you know, there's something called as Informatica. This is an ETL tool. There's something called as Avnisho. This is again an ETL tool. There's something called as Altrex. This is again an ETL tool. There's something called as Pervasive. This is again an ETL tool. There's something called as SQL Server Integration Services. This is again an ETL tool. SQL Server. This is given by Microsoft. Integration Services. This is again an ETL tool. There are a lot of ETL tools, guys, like your IBM Data Stage. This is again a ETL tool. Just give me, guys, 1 second. One call is coming. Give me 1 second. Yeah, guys, just give me 1 minute, guys. One second, guys. 1 second. Yeah, guys. So I was telling these are the ETL tools like IBM Data Stage, SSIS, Informatica, Altrex. There is something called as cloud-based ETL testing. This is also coming to the market. And there is something called as ADF. That is called as what, guys? Azure Data Factory. So this is again a ETL tool, which is using the cloud-based. And then, guys, there are some BI reporting tools like what we teach is Power BI, guys. What we teach is Power BI, but there are again some BI reporting tool like Cognos, like MicroStrategy. Any more? Have you heard about Tableau? This is again BI reporting tool. There is something called as OBI. So all these are, guys, nothing but your BI reporting tool, SSRS, SQL Server reporting services. All these are your BI reporting tool. Okay, fine. Got your answer? Any doubts still here? Guys, any doubts? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, fine. Anytime you can ask any questions, okay? From anywhere you have any doubts, no? You can just ask. So ETL developer, what they will do is they will develop the transformation logic, complex logics, and then Based on that, the data will be loaded from the source to target, and we as an ETL tester will check the data from the source to the target, that is data warehouse, and then from the data warehouse to the BI report, that is called as BI reporting testing. So always testing is divided into two parts. Now guys, comes the ETL architecture. This is very, very important, guys. ETL architecture, any interview you attend, first question they will ask is this: can you explain your ETL architecture? So you have to understand clearly the ETL architecture. I told you there is yesterday I told the same thing. Again, I am telling this is the source system. This is the staging area. ODS is a landing area, guys. Very rarely we use this. This is ODS, operational data source. This is the very, very basic layer. This is not used in any of the companies. So you tell from the source system, it goes to the staging area. From staging to the data warehouse, from data warehouse to the data mart, and from data mart to the BI reports, which is developed. And from BI report, it is used by the end user. Data warehouse is an again a database, but there is difference between data warehouse and database. I think he will remember. One guy attended my class yesterday. What is the difference between database and data warehouse? Do you remember? Mahesh, no? So I attended yesterday's class, no? Yes or no? For a database to qualify as a data warehouse, there are four things, guys. One is subject oriented. One is integrated. This is very, very important. Next is time variant. And next is non-volatile. That means what, guys? Our database, if they satisfy these four properties, they become a data warehouse. Then it is called as what, guys? Data warehouse database. If only and only if these four properties are satisfied. Subject oriented means it is related to a particular subject. Integrated means the data are coming from various databases and getting integrated in a centralized repository. That is nothing but your integrated data. Suppose a sale is happening for a particular product, for a particular jeans, and in Marathalli, and then in Silk Board, and then BTM, and all this data from the database, that is transactional data. Transactional means day-to-day data, is getting integrated in a centralized repository. That is nothing but your data warehouse. That is called as integrated data from various databases. The data is getting stored in a data warehouse. Time variant means it is a huge amount of data for 2 year, 4 year, 10 year, 100 year, 1000 years. So that is a huge historic data. That is why it is called as time variant. Non-volatile means, guys, this is a 20-year data, 10-year data. So we cannot do update and delete because we need to keep the history. And this huge data, if we do the update and delete and all, it will mess up all the data. So it is called as non-volatile. We'll not use update and delete. All this four property, if any databases, any database qualifies this four property, that becomes a data warehouse database. Data mart is a subset of data warehouse. That means, guys, it's a part of the data warehouse, because data warehouse is again a very huge amount of data, and employee information is there in data warehouse. So now what we have to do is that employee information, will divide it into teams, like a sales team, like your delivery team, marketing team, finance team. So like that, data warehouse and data mart, the difference is nothing but data mart is a subset of data warehouse, because while doing the testing, we need to test for a particular modules, suppose sales module, finance module, KPI module. So like that, data warehouse subpart is data mart. So actually we test the data from the source to data mart, and then from data mart to BI report. But at the telling of answers in the interviews and all, we always tell data is checked from source to data warehouse, and then from data warehouse to the data mart. So this is your project architecture, guys. Always and always explain. Data is coming from source. It goes to the staging. It goes to the data warehouse. It goes to the data mart. It goes to the BI report, and end users sees the data BI report and take the decision. CEO of the company checks the BI report, how many employees joined the organization, how many employees left the organization, or which is the product which is getting sold more in a particular year, in a particular region. Based on that, they take the decision. So this BI report is the end product of ETL testing. Always and always remember, this question is sometimes asked in the interview also. End product of ETL testing is nothing but your BI report, which is developed. So always remember, and based on the BI report, the higher management takes the decision. Suppose this product is not at all getting sold. So what we will do, we'll either upgrade the product or remove this product. This product is getting lot of sale. Let us just increase the cost of that product. And this is what is the decisions which is done by the BI report. And that is why this ETL testing is required, because that report should be very, very accurate, because based on that decisions will be taken, and based on that things will go on. So it is very, very essential to for the reports to be very, very accurate, and that is why ETL testing is required. See, instead of data is very, very sensitive thing. Instead of this, suppose 1 lakh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Instead of that 1 lakh, if 2 zeros are removed, it becomes what, guys? It becomes 1000. Only 2 zeros are removed, it becomes 1000. That is a huge difference. Is 1 crore and 1 zero is removed, it becomes 10 lakh. If 100 crores are there and 1 zero is removed, it will become 10 crores. So that data needs to be very, very specific, and it's all about the data testing in ETL testing. That is why it is required. And finally, the data is getting loaded into the BI report, and which is used by the higher management. That is why this ETL testing came into picture. So first we'll take the data from the source to data warehouse, and then from the data warehouse to the BI report. Now, the kind of testing what we will do in ETL testing and BI report testing, that is a separate thing. What we have to learn, the testing done in ETL testing and done in BI report testing. Now, there are a lot of testing what we do in ETL and BI report testing. That is what we have to learn, guys. And that is what is the thing. Each and every layer, what kind of testing we do and how we do, all those things, guys, we have to learn. So this is the document I have prepared. So this is, guys, landing area. Very less people uses this. Like I told in the architecture, we have to understand the cooking of vegetable. First, the vegetable is coming, and then what we are doing, we are cleaning the vegetable. And after cleaning the vegetable, what we'll do, we'll peel out the skin of, suppose, potato curry. Peel out the skin of potato curry and then cut and cook. So this is what is the ETL testing architecture. Cleaning means what, guys? Very, very basic check if we do. So very less company uses this landing area, also called as operational data storage. Okay. Area, that means just we'll do the very, 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 very basic check. That is nothing but your operational, okay, data storage area. And then peeling of skin, that is nothing but your staging area. Actually, you will tell the project architecture from here, where we will do the data quality checks, okay, quality checks in this layer, in this staging area. And this is the actual transformation logic which is happening in the data warehouse, where the actual transformation or the changes are happening. Actual transformation logic is checked. It always happens in the data warehouse layer. And this is very, very important for you to actually validate this particular thing. We go into the data warehouse where the actual transformation logics are written. Now, see, guys, if you see here, there's a document which I will show you. This is called the STM document, guys. So this is very important document, guys. And always as an ETL tester, we must know what is a STM document, or also called as source to target mapping document. This is the most important document. This is like Gita for ETL testing. Every test engineer should know STM document. Some people call it as STTM document. That is also correct. This is nothing but your source to target mapping document. So now guys, this source to target mapping document is very, very important. This is the most important thing of an ETL tester. You must know the STM document, and you must ask as an ETL tester when you join any organization or any company, or even in any interview. First document what you require for the ETL testing, that is nothing but your STM document, source to target mapping document. This is very, very important. Here there will be the target table name. So target table is a table which is in the Oracle database. Its name is I-dashboard point underscore fact. So when I will tell you your data warehouse data modeling, I will tell you how a data model is set up, and how as a developer they set the model, and what is the fact table in that, what is the dimension table in that, what is a star schema, what is a snowflake schema, what is a galaxy schema. All those things we will learn later. As of now, this is the target table and its name is this one. Then there's a source. Now source can be one or it can be multiple, right guys? So these are all these sources, like campaign offer, campaign transaction, customer account attribute, DL organization, DL month, on DL segment tenure, DL subscription, DL subscription discount. So these are what guys, the source table names. Okay, this is the target table name. These are the source table names. So now guys, here comes, there are two kinds of load. When I'll teach you, there is something called as full load and there is something called as incremental load. So extract, transform and load. Extracting is from the sources. Now sources can be an Excel, XML file, database. Transformation as per the business logic, and then loading is further divided into two types. What are the types of loading? Can someone tell me? What are the types of load? Can you tell me? Prachi, can you tell me what are the types of load? There is something called as what, guys? Guys, anyone tell me? Initial load, also called as what, guys? Full load, or something called as what, guys? Incremental load, also called as what? Delta load. So you have to remember, loading is always the, guys, please keep on responding. Okay. Everyone. Okay. So there are two kinds of load, guys. One is initial load or full load, or one is called as incremental load or delta load. So now we are going to study. Now tell me, guys, what are the types of load in ETL testing? Everyone, Deepak, can you just tell me?
Yeah, initial load or incremental load.
Incremental load. So always remember there are two kinds of load in ETL testing. One is initial load and one is incremental load. Fine,
Load
Mahesh.
means,
Yeah, Mahesh, this your name is Ramesh or Mahesh? Oppo?
Rakesh.
Rakesh, yeah. So are you listening? Are you understanding? There are two
Yes,
kinds of
yes.
initial load and incremental load.
Incremental load. Okay.
Fine, guys. Now, first load is always, guys, initial load or full load. Okay, where the data are completely loaded into the target. So this is the, you have to understand from here. So now come here. Now see, this is the source system. DL means data load. Source entity means the table name. The table name is DL campaign offer. This is the source column name. This is campaign initiative TYP. This is the table name of the source. This is the column name of the source. This is the column data type. As I have told, there are a lot of data type in SQL. Those who know, there's something called as number data type, varchar data type, char data type, date data type. So this is a variable character which can accept character as well as number. 100 is the maximum limit. This is the table, this is the column, this is the column data type, this is the transformation logic, and this is your target table name, this is the target column name, and this target table name and their column name and what is their data type. This is called as STM document, guys. This is source table, source column, source data type. Transformation logic is what? It's a straight pull, also called as one-to-one mapping, or it's called as direct pull, or it's called as straight load. That means there is no transformation. Whenever there is no transformation, it's written as straight pull, one-to-one mapping. direct pull state load, and this called as target table, target column, and target column data type. Nullable, it is not null column. This is your STM document, guys. This is transformation logic. These details are nothing but your source detail. This is the another, let me change the color. This is your transformation logic. This is another. And this is what, guys, your target
So
details.
Vikram, I have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
So this document we need to prepare, or this will provide
No,
by
this will
developer?
be prepared by the developers, and they will share you the STM document. And based on that, you will do the testing.
Okay.
Any doubt, guys, in this document? Because you have to understand this document properly. Prachi, any doubt? Prachi, are you there? Prachi, are you there? Rakesh, are you there? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any doubt in this document, STM document?
So
No,
there's
no.
a one column transformation logic.
Hmm?
Means,
Yeah, this is the transformation logic. What is the transformation will happen?
okay. This will means created by means developer transformation logic. Okay.
Yes. This document will be prepared by the developer, will be shared to you. What you have to do is you have to check that the data is loaded from the source after this transformation is loaded into the target or not.
Oh, okay, got it.
So like that, guys, this is the source table name, DL organization, source column name, LVL2NM and something state, varchar, state pool, and there's a target table and target column name, and then the data type and everything. Here, if you see this one, which is highlighted in yellow. So there are three target table, source table, that is DL campaign target DCT, DL campaign offer DCO, DL month DM. This is the source column names and their data types, integer, varchar, char, numeric. And this is again the transformation logic. So if you see here again, this is a huge transformation logic. A distinct count of this column based on the following condition, that DCO dot, that means this is a table name, this is a column name, and then TP early life, TP service recovery, 30, TP service recovery 30, TP value, okay, value, and
Vikram, the logic means a query. Means a developer design the query.
logic means this is the way the data will be loaded, okay. If I tell that salary will be incremented by 10% and loaded into the target, okay. So this is your source, okay. In the source, there is a table EMP. There is a column called as salary. Salary is 1,000 rupees per month. Now, what is the transformation logic telling? Transformation logic is telling increment the salary by 10%. So what will happen, guys? Now, what will be the salary in the target? Now tell me, what will be the salary of in the target? Can you tell me? Deepak, what will be the salary?
Okay, so it is, means 1,000 means salary
Yeah, what will be
into
the salary? 1,000 rupees is your salary per month. Now 10% increment you got. So now what will be your monthly salary? 1,000 10% is how much? 100, and 1,000 plus 100 is what? 1,100. Yes or
1,100.
no?
Yes.
So now what happened from your source, the target is different or not? Yes or no? Yes. Because this is the transformation logic. Salary is increased by how much? 10%.
10%.
And that is what you have to write the validation queries to validate what? The data loaded from where? Source
to target.
Yes or no, guys? Yes.
Yes.
That is what is ETL testing, guys. These are all transformation. This is a transformation logic. This is a transformation. All these are transformation logic. And based on the transformation, data is getting loaded into the target. That is called an STM document, source to target mapping document, and then data is getting loaded based on this STM document, and that is what we have to validate the data which is loaded from source to target. Let me share this in the group, guys, on these documents and all.
So that yellow color, this one, that is not a query, right?
No, this is the transformation logic. As I told you, salary get incremented by 10%. Like that, these are the transformation logic, and then data from these tables, these columns is getting loaded into this table based on this logic. Now, what is this logic? We have to understand and prepare our validation queries. That is the next section I will take later. This is just the, this
you
is
should
the
understand that all.
Yes, you will have to understand this. What is the transformation? And then how the data is getting loaded. I told you, a simple example. Salary got incremented by 10%. I have to understand what is that, how the salary has got incremented. And then you have to prepare your validation queries. That is what is the most complex part of ETL testing. And that is why we are learning ETL testing. How to validate an aggregate transformation, how to validate a filter transformation, how to validate a lookup transformation. That is why we are learning. That is the most challenging part of ETL testing. Fine, guys, let me just share this STM document. I have a WhatsApp group. There only I'm sharing. Fine, guys. So this document I have shared you guys, and then this is the what project we are going to learn is, guys, is a data migration project. What project we are going to learn is a data migration project, as the name suggests, data migration. That means data is getting migrated. Data migration means movement. If a person is migrated from India to US, that means the person is migrated. That means the person has moved. That is called as what, guys? Migration. Okay. So this is what we are going to learn here. In this sense, what will happen? Data migration will happen. A person is migrated, then that is called as what? Person migration. But here it is not that like that. Here it is what? Data migration. So now the migration will happen from source to staging to data warehouse to the data mart, and we will learn what data migration project, guys. This is very, very important. And what are the testing which are done? This is our next topic we'll learn, guys. Fine. So as I told you, in the staging area, the data quality checks, few of the data quality checks, what you should know. If someone asks you what is the, what are the few checks in the staging area, then you should tell like no underscore, no unnecessary null values, rounding of the data, decoding of the data. This kind of validation will done in the staging area. Like there should not be any underscore in the unnecessary underscore if an employee name is there. No unnecessary null value should be there. Rounding of the data. Suppose data need to be rounded off up to 1 digit, 2 digit. Suppose our number is there 7.3333. Now it needs to be rounded to suppose 1 digit. So it will be 7.3. So this kind of validation, rounding of data, decoding of data, like decoding means what, guys? Suppose a person is working in CSC, his department should be 10. If a person is working in IT, his department should be 20. This kind of decoding of data, rounding of data, unnecessary null value, unnecessarily underscore, these kind of validations are done in the staging area. And in the landing area, this is very basic layer. Data type check and name of employee should start with a capital letter. These are two examples I have just written for landing area, but you will tell from the staging area, these are the checks we have done. Actual check is done in the data warehouse, where the actual transformation complex logics are checked. Like one example is salary got incremented by 10%. And then one transformation logic is out of 4 departments, only 1 department is getting loaded. Suppose 10, 20, 30 is there, and only department number 10 is getting loaded. This is again an example in the data warehouse layer where the actual transformation is happening. These are the some ETL testing tool, as I have already told, Informatica, Amnesia, IBM Data Stage, SSIS, Alteryx. Okay, all these are what, guys? As a ETL testing tools, and this is the BI reporting tool like Cognos, SSRS, MicroStrategy, Power BI, OBI, Tableau. Okay. What is data warehouse and all, I have already told you. So now, guys, we'll understand the validation between source and the target. So whenever we have to validate the data between the source and the target, how we do the validation? The first validation we have to understand is called as structure validation. Suppose this is an table, EMP table. Let me just show you with the example so that a neatness will be there. What are the validation we do? So this is an EMP table. Okay, let me just clear the screen and start from the beginning. So this is a source table, and suppose this is a, wait, let me just create a target table. Suppose this is the target table. Now we have to validate from this EMP is the source table, target is the target table. Now we have to validate that each and every data from EMP is properly loaded in this target table. So first validation is that we will validate the structure of the source and target. To validate this structure, we'll write the structure query DESC EMP, which will give the description of the source table, and DESC target, which will give the description of the target table. As you know, the structure gives the column name and its data type. Here data type is not shown, but that is also, that will be shown. And then these things, this number of columns should be here and their data type should match. This is the first validation we do. That is what called as structure validation. Any doubts in the structure validation, guys? Do you know how to see the structure of the table? Yes or no? DESC table name, which gives the all the column name and its data type. Yes or no?
Yes, Pragram.
Yeah, so this is the first validation, guys. Second validation is what, guys? The count of the number of records. Can you tell me to count the number of records? What is the query? Select
count strict from table, means
from the source table. What is the source table name?
EMP.
EMP. What is the output?
14.
14. Now, what is the target table? How if I want to see the count of the target table, what query I will write?
So constant from target.
What should be the output?
14.
Is it matching?
Yes.
The number of data are matching or not? Number of records are matching or not? Yes or no?
Yes, it is matching.
Matching. Now what we have to validate is the data. How to validate the data? There is something called as minus. Have you heard about minus in your SQL?
Yes, yes.
See, minus is nothing, set operator. Okay, minus is a set operator. If you would have heard, A minus B means what? Data present in what? In A and not present in what? In B. And
In
B
B.
minus A means what? Data present in what? B and not present in what?
A.
A. Fine, guys. So like that, we use what? Minus operator. So suppose select star from source table is EMP minus what, guys? Target table. Can you just tell me what is the target table? Target. What should be the output? No record
Zero
selection.
means no record.
There is no record which is present in the EMP table and not present in the target table. If we want to check the data from the target to the EMP, then we can just reverse the table names. Select star from target minus what? Select star from. Yes or no, guys? So this is we have checked the number of records, we have checked the data, we have checked the structure, and in this table, this is suppose the EMP table. If a column is defined, that should be unique. So this column should be unique. Then we always use a distinct query. Have you ever heard about that?
Yes.
Select employee number, comma what? Count star from which table? EMP. Group by what? Employee number having what? Count of star greater than 1 and number of records should be 0. Always remember this is called duplicate query. 1000 times this will be asked. How to check that any column is not having the duplicate value? Very easy. Select and that particular column, comma, count of star. That means employees count I want from which table? Employee table. Group by what? Group by this column employee number. And the count should be what? Greater than 1. That means what, guys? That employee number, if it is repeated, then the count will be greater than 1. And if it is shown, that means what? There are duplicate values. Here the output is no row selected. That means there is no duplicate value in this employee number column. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
doubt in this query?
No, Vikram.
Okay, fine. This is the validations we do, guys. If any column is defined should not have null value, then what we'll do? We'll just go to the target table. Suppose select star from target table, where what, guys? Employee number is null. So no records, because the employee number is defined as what? It should not have any null values. So we have written is null. Is there any null in the employee number column? Output is no record selected. That means it is pass. And if there was any null value, then it would have become a defect, and that would we have logged it to the developer and send it to the developer. So that is how we do the validations, guys. And tomorrow I will be starting your actual validations. But before that, the last thing I want to take is what is the difference between database testing and data warehouse testing? So first of all, database testing will be what? Let us just guess the answer and then we'll see the answer. So if someone will tell you what is the difference between database testing and data warehouse testing. So let us just try by ourselves. What is the difference? Database testing, what will happen first thing? Any guess? Deepak, can you guess?
Smaller data.
This is a small amount of data. Small amount of data.
It is a huge amount of data.
Yeah, a small amount of data. Okay. Here is the huge amount of data.
Yeah, large
Fine.
amount. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, huge or large, anything. Huge amount of data. What is the other difference?
I think in database testing, we verify the means column name, data types.
That
if
we
I'm
will
not-
verify in data warehouse also, right?
Okay.
What is the other? Can you just guess?
There is no integrated.
Yeah,
Integrated.
data is not integrated. Yes. So that means, can we tell it is a homogeneous data?
Mm.
Homogeneous means same kind of data, right? Heterogeneous means what? Different kind of data, because it's coming from different databases. So can I tell it as what? Heterogeneous data testing? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
You know the difference between heterogeneous and homogeneous, no? Yes or no, guys? Homogeneous means what? Same kind of data, because it's coming from the same database. But here the data is coming from different databases. That is why it is called as heterogeneous data testing. Next, any more difference? Guess.
Data
Time is
warehouse,
the
we
same.
maintain historical data.
Okay, and in database?
In database, it's daily data.
That is
Not-
called as what? Transactional data. Can we tell what?
Current data.
Transactional data. And here what will happen is what? Historic data. Fine. Next. Any more difference? Any guess? Only 3 difference are there?
This we can update or delete.
Yeah, we can use what? We can use, can I tell it? DML statements.
DML commands.
We can't use DML.
DML.
Okay. Fine. Any more difference? How a database data is
It's a OLTP function and it's a OLAP function.
yes, that's what is the transactional and historic. Historic means what? OLAP, online. What is OLAP? Online analytical processing. Yes or no? OLAP, online analytical processing. That is nothing but your historic data. What is transactional data? Is nothing but your OLTP, online transactional processing. That is nothing but your transactional data. Fine. Now, any more? How a database data is getting generated and how a data warehouse data is getting generated? Any idea? how a database data is getting generated and how a data warehouse data is getting generated. Guess.
It is generated daily basis currently running.
Yes. Can I tell it using the registration form? Okay, using registration form from the user interface. Suppose a particular sale is happening, okay, and we are filling the details in the user interface. This is the sale of a particular product for a particular jeans, or for a particular shoe, for a particular cloth. Then that means those data which we are entering in the registration form, a Facebook registration form, a particular user has entered his detail and that has gone to the database. That is the way the data is getting entered into the database. And what about data warehouse? Can you just think? By the ETL mechanism, from the databases, this data get transformed and loaded into where? Data warehouse. Are you able to understand? By ETL mechanism, data is getting loaded into data warehouse. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Database testing, there's a concept of what, guys? Primary key. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
And there's a concept of surrogate key. This I will teach you separately. Surrogate key. Where? In data warehouse testing. Yes or no, guys? Yes.
Okay.
This all becomes what, guys? The difference between database and data warehouse testing. First of all, there's a small amount of data. There's a huge amount of data. There's homogeneous data testing. There's heterogeneous data testing. There's transactional data. This is historic data. We can't use DML statement. We can use DML statement in database testing, but in data warehouse testing, we can't use DML statement. The way to enter the data is what? Using the registration form from the user interface. But here, by the ETL mechanism, the data is getting loaded into the data warehouse. Here, there's a concept of primary key. Here, there's a concept of surrogate key. And then, guys, are you able to understand all this difference, guys? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Fine,
Yes.
guys. That is what I have written here. Here is what? Smaller size of data. Here is what? Larger size of data. Usually used to test the data from the backend comparing to GUI, right? From the front page of the data, we are entering the data, and that data we are checking from the backend. It is how data warehouse data by the extract, transform, and load. Then this data warehouse data is getting generated. That is what we are testing. Data in database testing is a small duration, like 3 months, 6 months, maximum 1 year. Here the data is what? For 5 year, 10 year, 100 year. Usually homogeneous data, it is heterogeneous data. This database testing is normalized data. It is denormalized data. Crude operation with that what, right? DML activities, create, rename, update, delete, all those things we can do here. Here usually read operation. What is normalization and denormalization? I will again tell you. As of now, normalization means a big table is splitted into smaller tables. That is called as normalization. And small tables, if it is combined to form a bigger table, that is called as denormalization. So that is what is the difference between database and data warehouse testing. Simply, I have with the most simplest word I have told you. Just remember all these differences. And then tomorrow I'll start the challenges in ETL testing and all those things. And we'll meet at 8 p.m. guys. Fine, I'll share you this document also. So let me just share this document, guys. Don't share this document with anyone. This is very, very reserved document only for my students. So let me just open my document and I'll share you. Wait. Fine, guys. So Saturday, Sunday, I don't take any class. We'll meet on Monday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll start with our challenges in data warehouse testing, and then we will learn the transformation validations like sorted transformation, filter transformation, lookup transformation, and those things you will never get anywhere apart from my classes. And then we'll meet tomorrow, Monday on 8 p.m. same time. 8 means, guys, I start the class at 8. Don't join 5 minutes late, but you can join 5 minutes before. 7:55 around I join. Fine, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. Happy weekend. We'll meet at Monday 8 p.m. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vikram.